Okay, so so band and a bench. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to start with some stretching and coordination before we go to using the bench. We won't use the band for a little bit. We'll use it when we first sit down. Okay, so let's
Lisa, is your audio up? I can't hear you.
Sorry, I have to turn the music sound off. Okay, now, yeah, thanks for telling me. Now you'll hear me. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead, get where you have some space and squeeze your seat, pull in your belly and pull up the urinary muscles, the breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Reach forward, pull back, keeping that firm contraction in your seat, your stomach, and your urinary muscles, and a good firm pull to the back, and reach and pull, and then let's go overhead and reach up, keeping that firm contraction in the 3 core muscle areas, and reach, reach, reach. Now we're going to relax the core a little, bend the knees, a breath in. As you breathe out, fold over, dangle so that with your knees bent, hopefully you can reach your feet or the floor. Let your head dangle. And then we're going to add some rotation. Walk your hands around to the side of one foot, all the way to the heel. Walk your hands forward and around to the other heel. Walk your hands forward and then bring your hands up onto your knees, straighten the elbows, bend the knees further, look forward and arch your back. And then we'll pull the belly in and curl the back. Look forward and arch. Pull in the belly now and then reach up. Feel your back muscles engage even more. We'll push up. See if you can go onto your toes. And then we'll come down a knee bend and then reach up to the toes. And as you come to your toes, think of the weight towards your first and second toe. Think of firm, straight ankles. One more of those, a breath in and a breath out. And then circle the shoulders back. Okay, I'm gonna practice a few movements, and then I do want to do some things with music that involves some balance here. Let's practice something. Let's try lunging to the side, and then with that lunge, you bend the knee, seat out, chest forward. So that lunge. Let's see if we can lift and tap the knee. So twice. Good. And then just switch your lunge over to the other leg, keeping the hip right over the knee and the foot. And let's see if we can do that. Working on balance and control. That tap and down, and a tap and down, and switch over. Pull the hip so it's right underneath you, and a tap. Working on balance and control. Tap, down, and a switch. Seat back, chest forward, lift, and a lift, a lift, and a lift. Good. And then let's go ahead and bring that in. Try, step, back, step, tap, step, behind, step, tap, step, behind, step, and tap, step, behind, step, and tap. Okay, a breath in, a breath out. We're going to continue with this thinking of tapping the knees. One way to get a leg lift and have a little pause. You have to be on one leg a little longer. Let's try a step forward and then rock. Weight to the back foot, weight to the front foot. Weight to the back foot, weight to the front. And then we'll do it with a little lift, tap, lift, kick back, lift, tap, lift. Now in the kick back, see if you can maybe heel to hand, knee to hand, heel to hand, knee to hand, heel to hand. And then let's switch the other leg in front and we'll do a little weight shifting. Getting ready to put your full weight on one leg. Okay, let's see if we can lift a knee to a tap, the heel to a tap. Lift and lift and a lift and lift. Okay, let's take a breath in, a breath out. As I breathe out, I was pulling in the belly, contracting the seat, pulling up the urinary muscles. I'm going to add some music and we're going to do some of these movements. Your chair, probably best kind of the side front. So I have it like this, so I can move behind it. I can move forward. So it's there if you need it. Okay, so we're going to start with some heel and toe movements. Just a sec. Okay. Let's take a breath in, breath out. Circle the shoulders back. And we'll start with some heel toe. Heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe. Lunge, shift. We're going to tap, lower, tap, shift. Tap, down, tap, down. Let's step, back, step, lift, step, back, step, lift, step, back, step, and lift, step, back, step, and lift, down. Other leg, that heel toe. Go, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, lunge, and tap, lunge, tap, tap, lunge, tap, tap, and lunge, step, step, back, step, tap, step, behind, step, step, behind. One more. Go ahead, move to your chair. And we'll start our rock. Front, back. And then front, back, lift, front, kick, front, lift, kick, kick, and we're going to switch it up. little rock. Tap, kick, tap, kick, tap, kick, tap, kick, tap.
Well, she's doing okay now. She's doing okay now. She's doing okay.
Let's do a breath in, breath out. And we're gonna wind it down here. Breath in, breath out. Let's try a little Superman lift. So lift to the toe, and you reach up, toe, and the toe, toe, toe. Okay. All right, and a breath in, a breath out, and that kind of prepares us now for the step bench. So let's get the step bench ready. We're going to do some movements with some tapping of the knee at times on the step bench also. And we're going to start with the chair to the side of your step bench. I think, I hope people could generally hear okay. Good. Okay, thanks for giving me an indicator. Okay. So just standing behind your bench, but where you can reach your chair, we're going to lift and pull on the leg and the other leg, a lift and pull. So you can always use one hand if you need the hand on the chair, a lift and pull, and a lift and pull. Now we might try stepping up on the bench for that. So this is why you definitely need that chair next to your bench. So a stand and pull, step back together, step, a pull, step back together. Good. Let's try each leg again. The pull, back, together, and a step, and a pull, and back together. Let's take a breath in, and a breath out. Now we're going to try stepping over the bench. So, or if you don't have a bench, you'll just step forward, and we're going to tap the knee on the way. So we'll step, tap, forward, and we're just going to keep this foot on the bench and step back with tap into the back. So a lift to the front and a lift to the back. If you have a bench, you really feel it in this standing hip. Tap, forward, tap, back, tap, forward, tap, back. And then we're going to bring this leg down, and we're going to use the other leg as our standing leg. And that tap and step forward, the tap and step back, tap to the front, tap and back, that tap and down, and tap to the back. And we'll bring the legs down and take a breath in and a breath out. Let's do a few things that involve the upper body. For this, we're going to bring the hands up like this. We'll do it on the floor first. We're going to do a knee lift with a twist and down. Knee lift with the twist and down. So it's going to be, with this, you want to have your belly muscle and urinary muscles contracted, forming that good foundation for this movement. Breath in, a breath out. We'll just come right back. Circle the elbows back, get those upper back muscles working. Squeeze the stomach, squeeze the urinary muscles. And if you have a bench, you could try it. Now you could always have one hand up, one hand on the bench, depending on your confidence with that. So that knee and elbow back together, step, twist, back together, a step, twist, back together, a step, twist, back together, step, twist, back together. And we'll bring the hands down, circle the shoulders back, take a step back from your bench. We'll practice a new movement. This one is a step forward and then a kick with a hand reach to the front, and then behind, together, step forward, kick, back, together. This one really easy to have a hand on the bench if you need it. Step, kick, or hand on the chair. Step, kick, back, together. A breath into the toes, a breath out. And then if you're using a bench, you want to step right up, and we'll step up on the bench and then do our kick. So a step, kick, reach, back, together, a step, kick, reach, back, together. It's pretty vigorous. Step, kick, reach. See those feet coming up, and a step, kick, back, together. Let's do two more. Step, kick, back, together, and a step, kick, back, together. Okay, another breath into the toes. Okay, and we're going to go to one more. And for this one, this is a hip strengthener. You want to turn your bench so the chair is more at your side. Let's move the chair around now so it's right in front of your bench and your bench is lengthwise behind the chair. I'm going to move this so you can see me, but the chair would be right in front. And we're going to do a side kick. So for this, a step, side, back, together, a step, side, back, together. So I'm on the back end of the bench. So I can step back to the floor. So a step, side kick, back, together, step, side kick, together. I'm going to try two kicks. So whether you're on the floor or the bench, it's step, kick, kick, back, together, a step, kick, kick, back, together. And I'm thinking of getting more strength here in the hip. Step, kick, kick, back, together, and a step, kick, kick, back, together. Okay, big backward arm circle. And just on the floor with your chair nearby, we're going to do that hug again. So that you need the chair, it's right there, that pull, stretching the hip after those side kicks. We'll do each side again. Pull and a pull. Okay, all right. big backward arm circle with a breath going to the toes. Okay, all of that. So good for ankle strength. That going up on the toes, keeping the firm ankles. Okay, I'm going to set the bench aside. And we're going to get ready to do our stomping first, and then we'll do our sitting. So here's where you, if you can be on a floor without padding, it will help to work on the bone density a little better. Okay, we'll turn on some music.
When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along.
Let's go toes out.
If I get
Belly in.
well, I know I'm gonna
Seat
be
really tight.
the man who wakes up next to you.
Urinary muscles pulling up.
If I ever
Landing in the heel.
know I'm gonna be the man who's ever at the
Shoulders wide.
But I wanna walk
Toes in.
500 miles an hour.
Knees in. Trying to hit the heel. Keeping up straight. Really using the back muscles now. Let's go faster. Feel the feel more in the hips there. Out. Stomp and knee lift. And fast. Kind of making room to move sideways. Out. And in. And out. In. We're gonna thump. 1, 2, 3, thump. You can change that to a jump if you want. This is where you really need your urinary muscles. So, thump or jump. Urinary muscles tightly contracted. Pedal. Now you can use all 3 groups. Belly back. Urinary. Seat. You want to go higher knees. Really pull in the belly. Really pull in the urinary muscles. Do a little jaw, a big jaw. We'll go out. Transfer the forces different than the hips. In. Now. In. Down. Turn. Okay. Okay, we're going to get ready to go to our chairs now. For this, I'm going to put the band under my chair. So we're using it before long. Okay, so I'm guessing you all know the song Hit the Road Jack. Ray Charles has a famous recording of that song. So what we're gonna do is stand in front of the chair. You feel your legs by the chair. Check your feet and knees are about hip width apart. And let's try lowering ourselves to the chair. Now that you're centered, your hands are there. We're gonna try to keep a flat back. Try to keep the stomach and urinary muscles contracted. Touch, and we're gonna just kind of ratchet down to the chair. Then we're gonna ratchet up. Little lift, little lift, little lift, little lift. And let's take a breath in and out. As you breathe out, it's a good time to get the belly muscles tensed and the seat and urinary muscles contracting. Okay, so we're gonna try something. So we're gonna exercise using this music, Hit the Road Jack. So this is, I guess, more for the ladies than the men, but it's kind of fun to say, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. So we're gonna say that as we slowly sit, you know, our little steps and come back up. So you wanna talk loudly, use all your facial and tongue muscles. So follow me, gotta turn on the music here. Let's take a breath in, breath out. Let's have a little, get a feel for the music.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack, everybody. No more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, don't you come back no more. Stretch.
Oh, woman, don't treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman that I've ever seen.
Reach.
I
Both
guess
hands
I
up
said so.
and
I'd have to
reach,
take my
reach,
things and go.
reach. Here we go. Hit the road, everybody. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Rotate back,
Don't you come back no more.
rotate
No more, no more. Hit the road,
each side
Jack.
again.
Don't you come back no more. Now, baby, listen, baby, don't you treat me this
Swim.
way. 'Cause I'll be back on my feet someday. Don't care if you call it understood. You ain't got no money.
And then nice and loud.
Well, I guess
Oh, not yet.
say so. I'll have to pack my things and go. That's right, hit the
Road,
road,
Jack,
Jack.
don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more.
Hit the
Oh,
road,
Jack, don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road. Sorry. Down. Let's go up.
Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more.
Backwards shoulder
Hit the
circles.
road, Jack. Don't you come back no more.
One
What you
more
say?
time. Hit the road, Jack.
Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more.
Up
Hit the
road,
road,
Jack.
Jack. Don't you come back no more.
Okay, let's take a breath in, a breath out. We'll bring the hands to the knees, straight elbows. Check your chair and then check your knees. Trying to keep the knees separated so you can really strengthen in the hips. When the knees feel forced to support you, it's usually the weak hip and gluteal muscles. So if you can get them to stay out, we're just going to go as slowly to the chair as we can. And this is a good time to take the shoes off. We do a little bit of hand stretch before we go to the weights. So let's go. Let's separate the feet and the knees a bit. Let's touch, reach, and go to the knee. That touch the shoulder, very controlled and coordinated, straight arm reaching out, this big stretch in the back of the shoulder, and down. Touch, reach, nice and fluid, belly in, urinary muscles contracting, touch, reach to the knee. Let's bring both hands up. Squeeze the elbows together, spread them back. Squeeze into the back. And then elbows out. We'll straighten the arms, extend the wrist, rotate the fingertips up, and we'll come down. Let's go ahead and bring the hands right up by the ears. Feel how your stomach contracts. Feel your urinary muscles contracting. Let's twist and twist. I'm going to do this a few times. Want to feel the abdominal muscles working. Twist and twist and twist. And then we're just going to bring the feet in. We're going to straight back, lean back in the chair. So you're leaning back a little bit. We're going to grab each knee for the back stretch. So a pull, bend forward, feel the stretch in the back. Look forward, bring the hands out and lower that knee, and we'll lift the other knee and grab. Head can fall forward. Want your shoulders to even fall forward. Feel a stretch in the back. Looking forward, we'll come out and down. Let's bring the hands to the front. Sit up straight now, and let's stretch the wrists. Let's open and close as we bring the hands to the sides. Firmly opening and spreading the fingers. And here, shoulders are wide, shoulders are down. Neck is long and relaxed, and then circle in the wrist one way and circling the other way. Belly in, stretching tall, and a breath in, a breath out. And then we're gonna take our bands and we're gonna stretch the shoulders with the bands. So
You're very soft again.
sorry, thank you. That was appreciated. I have to click the button. Okay. Hands wide. Feet and knees about as wide as your hips, maybe a little more. Now this is the exercise. Reach up. We can pull down and touch the head and come back up and down to the front. So if your shoulders have never been injured, we're going to do a bigger movement. But if you've ever injured your shoulders or your collarbone, you want to limit yourself to that head touch. Come up, and now you can either touch your head, but if you've not injured your shoulders or collarbone, you can go rotate behind the head and back forward. This is a nice strengthener for the mid back and good for flexibility of the shoulders. Okay. Now everybody can try this one. It's hands to the front, and then we just pull straight out. The band kind of comes across your upper chest and then cross. So that pull for upper back muscles, cross the other arm on top. My elbows are staying straight with this. And across, and the pull, just really working on upper back. And across. Now, with my hands still pretty wide, I'm going to bring this over. And so it's across my shoulder blades. Okay. And then go ahead, lift your heart, pull in your stomach, try squeezing your seat and your urinary muscles, and then bring the hands out and push straight out. This one you could do with one arm only if you have a problem on one side. wrist or anything like that. And to push, I'm trying to go all the way to a straight elbow and a slow release. And to push with a slow release. Okay, now I'm going to come over and put this under the arch of my foot and straighten that leg. Here, at this time, you want your elbows straight, some tension in the band. You want to start with straight elbows, the band right under the arch of your foot, and then I'm going to pull my elbows straight back. And I'm like in the halfway forward in my chair, so I have room for my elbows to go back, really using my back muscles. Okay.
Maybe
Okay, I think this will help. Okay, so I'm halfway forward in the chair. I'm going to loop under my other foot and straighten the knee. Arms are straight, back is straight, shoulders are still wide. So I'm not reaching forward. I'm using my muscles holding me up. And then, but elbows are straight, and I'm pull my elbows straight back and slowly release to a straight elbow, bend, elbows pull back. I'm pulling in my stomach. I'm thinking of my back muscles, thinking of my urinary muscles while I do this slow muscular movement for the upper back. Then I'm going to bend my knee. I'm going to lift. And I'm going to do an exercise where you have to fold the band in half. Okay. Now I'm going to put it under my arch. So you might have to, really reach toward the floor. I'm doing this because we're going to work on a leg muscle that's actually quite strong. Okay, so I have a bent knee. I have straight elbows. I'm going to straighten that knee, but so the heel goes toward the floor. My heel ends up a few inches, 1 or 2 inches above the floor, and then I'm going to bend my knee. I want to widen my shoulders. Back is straight, belly's in, and I do that push to a fully straight knee, heel just above the floor, and then bend my knee to return. This is one of those exercises, if you have knee problems, the kind of exercise that's for knee recovery, strengthening those muscles around the knee. I'm going to unloop that leg. I'm going to go under the other arch. Say this bothers you, you could use just one thickness of band. When I was practicing, I thought, well, the one thickness does not offer enough resistance for my legs. But anyway, straight arms, straight back, attention to the urinary muscles, and straighten and bend. And try to go at my speed so you fully straighten. Really allows you to fully use the muscle. Get as much strengthening as possible. And here we go, one more. And a lift. And then we're going to unloop. And we're going to set the band aside until the end of class. We'll use it again with some lunging. Okay. While we're sitting here, now it's kind of a nice day, but the last 2 days so rainy, I thought we could really use some aerobic, an additional aerobic boost. So we'll do some sitting exercises, quick, muscular, for aerobic benefit here. Let's go ahead with that. I'll turn my music where you can hear it better. in the chair, straight back. Go up and down, faster. And we go to bouncy. Toe, heel, toe, toe, heel, toe, toe, heel, toe, toe, heel, toe. March. Straight back. Stomp. Stomp. Toes out. Toes in. Tippy toes. Belly in. Heel. Also straight back, heart lifted. Ready to march. Swim. Change to a crawl. Lean down. Curl up. Roll. Gripping on your back. Down. Curl up. Breath in. Out. We'll go up, down, bouncy. And ankle change. Another change. Step, touch, step. Separate. And in. Separate. In. Jump. 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 Lean. Touch your toe. Reach out. Lift up. Over. Catch your toe. Breath in. Over. Okay, walk forward, up the ladder. That's it. Up, 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 and down. Okay, we're going to now go to our bands with lunges. So if you probably need your shoes, if your surface is at all slippery. So going to doing our lunges with bands. So I'm going to put my shoes on. Okay, we'll probably start with a forward lunge. We're going to bring the band across the front of the waist and then your hands at each sides of your waist there and elbows back. So the elbows coming back with that. You can touch your chair if you need to. We're going to do a front lunge. So I stand toward the back leg of the chair. Hands ready in case you need it. We'll lunge to the front with the flat foot. You come on the ball of the back foot, bend both knees. Let's start with the squaring of the hips, like if the back hip, kind of back leg, the hip move back, move it forward a little. Check, you see your toes past your front. knee, so the knee, you don't want the knee over the toes, but the knee stays behind the toes. Let's bend both legs a little. Okay, so nudge, settle into your lunge, elbows still back. Then we're gonna push one hand forward, straight elbow, rotate, watch it go back, watch it go forward, and that works on that balance with that lunge. Push, rotate, forward, back in, each side again, that push, rotate, forward to the waist, push, rotate, forward to the waist, and then we're going to step back. And we'll go to a front lunge on the other leg, that kind of with control, lift the knee, step forward, flat foot, bend both knees, square the hips. Do a little nudge, and then check your toe that you see it. Both feet should be straight forward, elbows back. And we're going to do our rotation again, looking back, front, and in. Push to a straight elbow, pull it back, forward to the waist, each side again. Push, back, forward, waist, and a push, look back, forward, waist, and we're going to bring that leg back. And we're going to shake the legs out a little. Then go ahead and bring your band behind your back. And with that, we bring the elbows in and the hands straight ahead, and you have some tension in the band, but you don't want too much. And we're going to do a back lunge. So for that, you can always reach out to your chair if you need it. You step toward the front leg of your chair to the side of the chair, and we come back on the ball of the foot. And then think of your shoulders being back over your hips. Check that you see your front foot past that knee, and then we're just going to push straight forward. You're going to push to a straight elbow and back, and then we're going to go ahead and step that forward, and we're going to go back on the other foot. Back, position, and then straight elbow, elbows slowly glide back, glide forward, glide back, step forward, and each side again. That going to the back lunge, glide forward and back, straight elbow and back, and other side. So these, of course, you can always do your small lunge. You could do them with this small bent knee squat. You could even do this sitting. And we're going to step forward. Let's do a deep breath with a backward shoulder circle. And we're going to go to a plie position. So we're going to step it out, toes out, knees out, and then bend your knees. Keep your shoulders back over the hips so the back is real straight. No leaning forward with this. We're going to push the arms straight out. Now pull in your belly to reduce the arch in your back. So a little bit of tilting the pelvis with the belly pulled in and the low back flattened. We're going to come forward and out, forward and out. Two more. You can nudge your knees a little if you're feeling like you need to for your knees. Keep the urinary muscles pulled in, and then the elbows will come in. Let's straighten one knee and the other. So that's such a good thigh strengthener, that position. It's, for most people, gentler on the knees and the hips than a lunge. We'll nudge. Now we're going to bring this forward, double it, settle into your plie, and we're going to do a side bend. Pull in the belly, pull in the urinary muscles. This is very strengthening for the core. And you have to pull yourself up and over. Okay, as we step together, we'll bring the band down. Let's take a breath in, a breath out. And then we want to bend both knees. So we're bending, but then we're going to hinge at the hips, and we're going to do a big circular movement. Bend, hinge. Back is pretty flat. It's mostly the hips that have moved, and then we'll strengthen the whole trunk by reaching around, big circle. You want to feel all of your trunk muscles working with that movement, especially the overhead. You'll feel the stomach going around and up and around. And then from here, put the hands on the knees, straighten the back, then reach out and we'll lift. Whew. And in this position, we'll do some side bend, more focusing on stretch to the center and over, a little tug, more focus on stretch. Whew. And we'll bring that down. Circle the shoulders back. And what I'd like to do then is come back to the chair. We're done with the bands. I want to finish up with a little more for the abdomen, and a little bit of stretch. So go ahead, come to the front edge of your chair and slowly go down. We'll do a little, like with the music, ratcheting down. Okay, then we want to scooch way to the front edge of the chair. And let's start with a big bear hug of both legs to stretch your low back. Hug and pull. And then bring your arms out to the sides. Use your back muscles to lift that whole unit up. Okay, we'll bring the arms in, keeping your back straight. Clench your belly very firmly, so that if you push on your belly, you can tell your muscles have been clenched, and we'll slowly lean back. We're going to practice a quick movement, so that lift, straighten, and then we're going to kick the leg down to bring ourselves up. Clench, lean back again, a lift, kick, pull down. Slowly lower that clench in the belly, a lift, kick, pull down, and sit up at the same time. That's it. A lift, whoa, first back, a lift, straighten, kick up. And then really clench. We're going to slowly lower. Okay, we're just going to grab the chair on each side. Bend your knees. Pull in the belly so you could see your belly kind of sink in. You contract, and then we're going to let both the hips go to one, knees go to one side for a good hip rotation. Back to the center. I'm on my toes, pivoting to one side and the other. My hip even comes off the chair, so I get that good rotation. Low back and hips. Getting a good rotation there. Okay. All right. Now I want to do this other strengthener. Let's bring the hands out. Let's open and close. Let's drop the hands. Let's circle in the wrists. And then bring your hands on the sides of your chair where the heel of your hand is on top of your chair. The knees are bent. You're leaning back in your chair. Now what we'd like to do is contract the seat and lift the hips. You have to push down on the chair to keep the chair in place. and then slowly lower. So one of those things that puts weight on the wrist, it's not too bad for the shoulders, but very good for bone density and very good for back and seat strength. So one more time, you can either just push without lifting, just to provide that bone density stimulation in the hands. You can give a light push. If you have more to give without, should not be painful, keep looking forward to protect your neck. Contract your seat and see if you can push your belly a little higher. And then we'll come down. And then we're just gonna straighten both legs. We're gonna breathe in and let the belly balloon out. Breathe out to compress the belly. Lift both legs. Knees straight, neck relaxed, with the head looking right towards your toes as you do that alternating kicking. And then we'll lower. Then we're going to bend both knees. Bring the hands here. Make sure your seat is on your chair. Cross and lift. Okay. Before we stand up, we need to relax the back. So let's go legs out. Let's hug each leg. Leaning over. Giving a pull. Reach your arms out to the sides and then lift. Rotate, lean over the other side and give a hug. Arms out and a lift. Bring the legs in. Scooch back in your chair. We'll bring the hands to the knees and go ahead and stand. One more final breath standing. Get a little more air to the lungs that way. Palms forward, pull back. You can sit for the deep breaths also if you need to. Squeeze the seat, the belly, and the urinary muscles all about 50% of full force. And then in through the nose, out through the mouth. Circle back and relax.